Hello, and we've got Rolkatsuki on the asymmetric mode. And a Colbert. So we dipped up with a Malta, GK, Sleeping, Azumo, and him in a Colbert. Now, for those of you that don't have a Colbert, the Tier 10 French Research Bureau ship for around 50,000, I believe, research points, 50,900. This thing is squishy. Like, we're talking real squishy. I mean, if it gets looked at by a cruiser and shot at, it dies. A battleship, it dies. This thing doesn't get the armor that the Smolensk does, where everything just seems to overpin. If it pins the Colbert, it dies. Now, I have no idea what kind of build he has on this thing. But he's gonna need his team, for sure. Because the tech line gets torps. This thing only gets guns. Think of a French Atlanta, but on steroids. Like, high quality steroids. I know that might be a morbid way to put it, but that's what this thing is. 3-second reload on 7 guns that can shoot. You tell me that's not a little overpowered. But you don't see those ships that often. You never see them. No one really takes the Colbert out, even if they do have it. Because it's a high-skill ship. I mean, if operations turn up, you can rest assured that we'll be seeing Rolkatsuki and the Colbert. And you'll be seeing them with me, because I'm going to be having the Colbert.
Enemy battleship detected. Awaiting instructions.
So, for those that play Tier 10 playoffs, we want Tier 10 ops. Let's be honest. But we have to show Wargaming that we need these ops. Again, like I said, French Atlanta, Shell Arc, it's a farmer. Now he has outnumbered on, which gives him 10% to just -10 to battery dispersion and an 8% to speed. Malta gets a beautiful torp strike on that Hawk. But then again, Hawk doesn't have a torpedo belt, so any damage is gonna. But again, look at the DPM. And that's without adrenaline rush or anything. Like I said, a French Atlanta on steroids. Now, who's gonna get that kill is the question.
Enemy battleship detected.
Doesn't look like the CD got a flood. So the fires or that of the Azumo is gonna kill it. Now, interesting, look what's going on south. The Sleeping and the GK have like completely abandoned that. The enemy basically pile drive straight into the middle. So usually you would think of Sleeping and our GK would kind of steamroll the base side. Well, not in this match. Everything's gonna just pile up north to where everyone is. And that only serves to help Rolkatsuki. Because if everything's in one place, this thing just rains fire. I mean, look at this. Yes, the CV did do a lot of, but if the shells hit, then they do a considerable amount of damage. But you do see that even at 8 kilometers, that the shell arc is ridiculously high. He does one shell detonates the DD, so he gets a chunk of that XP from that DD. So good for him. Again, I have no idea what the Azumo is doing. I know the series are trying to help. But eventually the Malta will run into a AA defenses where he will start losing planes. I really have no idea what the GK and the Sleep are doing. I have absolutely no idea. It's not surprising though. I'm not surprised. After playing asymmetric modes, I've seen some really questionable gameplay from Battleship. So it's not like surprising for me to see it. I just didn't expect to see it on this map. Again, they killed everything at sea. You can get the point. I wish I knew what was going on down south. I mean, if he picks up, he's going to get that massive cap XP boost from that, which is going to set him apart from his team. With the DD and the cap, he's going to outdo his team. Now, okay, so they did kill one battleship, and they are chunking them down slowly. Just not as much as I would have hoped. So the DK is the only one that's really there to help stem them. The Sleeping's just ran. I think this, and the Colbert is at half health, so no, I think the Sleeping is, you know, Sleeping's telling the Malta to move. Gets the cap, so his Philippe and baton goes off, which gives him an increased fire chance. But yeah, Colbert is like at half health. I would imagine Sleeping's even worse. Malta is actually moving forward. It's probably going to move up behind the GK or behind that island south of Sleeping. That's what I would have put my seat. And literally, Katsuki, like I said, everything's just piling into the middle, except for the guys down south. And there's still a sub out there somewhere, so I would imagine the sub's down at A. And then GK is probably going to go down. It won't take much to kill him. Kansas was looking at the GK. As you can see, he is hampered by the number of, well, shells and the maneuvering. If it was just like a random player and it was having to, like, you know, stuck on an island, imagine what would happen. Interesting, you look at all the shells, the secondaries being shot. None of these deep battleships, none of the Germans have Guter Luchens. There's no Luchens. If they did have a Luchens, they took off the tracers. Now it'll be interesting to see who gets this kill. And nope. Katsuki gets it with the rate of fire.
We've destroyed an enemy battleship.
GK's at 26k health. Azumo's just going to reverse this point. Now the last four are starting to finally come in. Again, we have no idea how much health Sleeping has.
Engine boost deactivated.
I imagine he's hurting, because if he wasn't hurting, he'd be in the fight. With the GK, I think is just charging at this point, trying to get what damage he can. I think that was HE, and he shot at the Hawk. Broadside. Interesting, but okay. Yeah, GK's going down. And it's smart to set one fire on each, because if he just sets one fire, the bots don't TCP it. He's got top grade gunner and outnumbered, so his reload's down to 2.5 seconds. That's without any adrenaline rush, except for that tiny bit of health he lost. And he could have been a little bit more aggressive, absolutely, but one Citadel would have taken a third to almost half his health away. Because the Citadel would have taken about 10,000 off, plus any other shells. So we're only about at least half his health gone from one salvo. And this is how the Colbert works, working behind islands, same as the Atlanta, and just spamming. But the fact that his team wasn't that aggressive was surprising. Yep, and the sub was down at A. His fire picks up the north coast. The secondaries are great on the street, but they don't match. They don't work with the sheer volume of fire that the Colbert puts out. The sheer volume of it beats this sweep and secondaries, unless they're Lucian's powered one. At this point, he's just picking up all the kills from his team. And he's going to pick up the cap. So plus the 2 caps, he's going to outdo his team in terms of base XP. Gets another 1% to his fire chance. CV's gonna get that one. Shots fired at him. Zumo gets it. Shots miss him. Still a sub out there though. Somewhere. Now he will be on the surface, so the CV can strike him. Obviously, you know, just go to his last known position, and odds are you'll find him. Yep. Still relatively at his last known position. That's interesting, the sub didn't even move. Oh, he's trying to torp it. Nope. Picks it up from the CV just before the CV rockets get there. Or torps.